I'm not looking perfect. That's what is perfect. Hi lovelies, my name is Lola. That is if you're new here, and if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Anyways, what was on my mind to speak about is confidence, how to get your confidence back up. And this is just because I realized that it's been a year since the pandemic came to Nigeria, and even worse, it's been a year since the lockdown. And I've really experienced what it means for your confidence to be so high at some point, and just for your confidence to then be like, for you to be so needy and require validation at the other end, like, ooh, am I doing this enough, or just doubting yourself and stuff like that. And I just want you to know that if this speaks to you and that's something that you've also experienced, everybody goes through self-doubt at every other point. What is confidence, right? Believing that you can do something, believing that you can bet on yourself and that you will come through for that thing. So if you believe it, half of it is in your mind. A lot of the self-doubt and everything, if you check with somebody else, they probably think that you're greater than you even think that you are. So a lot of it is self-doubt, and it's a whole lot of mental things, which is why I think that confidence is something that you need to work on internally before you can even begin to show how confident you are, before other people can perceive how confident you are. Sometimes confidence is not even about like speaking. You don't need to speak, just from the way you carry yourself, because of the way you think mentally. Maybe like, this person is really confident, and this person, you know, she knows what she's doing, she knows what she wants. That many people that seem like they have it so great together, everybody's sharing about how they've lost confidence in themselves, how they've had to fight to get their confidence back, how they fought imposter syndrome, like they don't belong where they are. And I think that confidence is not something that you permanently always have, no matter how confident you are. Even if you're just striving for confidence, it's something that you need to work at, or deliberately find your confidence, and you deliberately like hype yourself and get yourself into that frame of mind. And I'll share something, right? One of my earliest struggles with like being confident and everything was that when I was younger, I really believed that I didn't have any talent. I avoided competitions, right? Even till now, I don't like competitions. I just don't get it, you know, putting myself up on stage for somebody else or other groups of people to judge me and then decide not to find me great enough. Like, oh yeah, we saw that, yeah, you kind of suck, we don't want you, so thanks. I'm just like avoiding rejection. But at the same time, I've realized that the whole point of competitions and like struggling with somebody else for something is just not really my thing. I don't have the energy. If I'm running with other people, I don't get it. When I was younger, I had long legs and my dad made fun of me all the time. That how would I have long legs and not be able to come first? I just never got the point of competing. Like, why am I racing and then looking at somebody else to make sure that I'm beating the other person? I just didn't get it. And so I realized that that's actually now played in a way now for my confidence now, because I just don't compete with other people. Like, I don't want to look at somebody else and be like, oh, see what the other person is doing, I need to one up that person. I just want to focus on what I'm doing and focus on my own growth and my own self. And that's actually weirdly, even though that started off with not being confident, that has now somehow turned into making me more confident. And so I think that's something that we do, you know. People always say, even as a content creator, look at what other people in your niche are doing. Even at your job, it's like, see what your other colleague is doing and trying to one up that person, and it can kind of take a hit at your confidence, right? Because the more you're trying, the other person is also trying, and so if you're trying is not hitting the other person's trying, you feel bad about yourself, you will not feel confident in your work. Isn't it better when you measure against yourself, like, okay, actually before I was doing this way and now I'm even doing better? When you're more focused, it might seem like, oh, you're not seeing what everybody else is doing, but if you run other people's race with them, you don't know what they're going through. Their own journey is different, and it will just cause unnecessary pressure on you. And speaking on the same matter of being yourself and focusing on yourself and your own lane and not competing, it's a matter of when you're doing all of that, you would be yourself because you have nobody else to copy. You would have no choice but to be. You're all focused on yourself, right? So all you've got is to be yourself. It's like realizing that, okay, I'm being self-aware and this is my journey, this is what I'm doing, this is how I can improve from what I was doing before. It helps you feel good about yourself. I saw it from this confidence coach, Lola, that I've really been loving, and she spoke about how she does a monthly wins tracker. So what she does is, and she shares with that community too, is to create a small wins list and create a big wins list. And that's something I've been doing. I did for January, I did for February. Starting this channel was on one of my small wins, and it's just something that I'm really keeping record of. And the purpose of this is to challenge myself whenever I feel like, oh, what am I even doing? I'm not even getting things right, I'm not even doing the best. Like, am I even all that? I check out my notes and I check out these wins, and I'm like, oh, I accomplished this in January, I did this when I did this at that period in time, and it makes you feel more confident. It gives you the boost that you need, because it can be easy when you are thinking negative thoughts, just doubting yourself. When you look back at those things, it helps you think, okay, this is what I did during this period. And it's like small wins can be anything, your big wins can be anything. It's your own personal win, so it will be something that really matters to you, that ticks something that you have always wanted to do. Another way that these negative thoughts take a hit at your confidence is when you're just thinking, oh, people are thinking this about me, or people are thinking that about me, and people don't like me, and people, just all of these things. It will make you think that people are judging you, when the truth is that everybody's just really, working and fighting their own lane, and somebody else might actually be thinking the other thing of you, like, oh, this Lola girl is doing so great, this Lola girl is doing this, she's doing that, but you're thinking, oh, this person is so much better than me. Everybody's filled with self-doubt, instead of actually just like focusing on themselves and focusing on how to improve from what they are, and seeing that they're actually doing well. And even if it's not as good as they want, you can actually do better. So for example, I remember there was an incident where I was standing and I was just like staring, I was lost in thoughts, right? And some girl was like, hey Lola, you totally looked at me with this like bad eye or something. I'm like, yo, hi, I didn't even see you. Like, I was looking through you, I wasn't looking at you. And that was such a perfect example, because she was all up in her head like, oh, why is Lola looking at me? And I'm like, yo girl, I'm probably thinking about like food or something, and I'm just like zoned out. It's not you. And when I'm thinking, I don't even know you enough to, I don't know her, I barely know her. I'm like, we see each other like we're in the same class, but I barely know you. Why would I be thinking of you any kind of way? And that's just something that happens to us a lot. We think, oh, this person is judging me, this person is thinking this, but they really aren't. And even if they are, confidence is not like, oh, this person everybody would like me, everybody likes me, I'm such a great person. Like, confidence is, even if they don't, you're fine. It sometimes it seems like a joke when people make jokes and they're like, oh, are you feeding me? Are you clothing me? Then you can't say anything to me. And we all laugh at it, but the truth is that even if they're clothing, even if they're feeding, if they're your parents, what they think about you and all of that shouldn't really impact your own confidence. It could make you feel great about yourself, maybe for the moment or anything, but it shouldn't have any actual impacts, because when they withdraw those sentiments towards you, or when they withdraw saying nice things about you, then that makes you feel depressed, or makes you feel sad. It makes you feel like, oh, this person used to like me and they don't like me anymore. Unless you are doing something really bad, then you need to reevaluate that. But if it's just that they just take away their affection away all of a sudden, or some reason, it's like, how would that just be based on like, this person likes me, yay, and then it's like, oh, this person doesn't like me, and it's like womp womp the next day. Like, even that is not good for your mental health. So you have to be able to rely on your own self, and also to bet on yourself, and also to just like keep it moving even when you doubt yourself. Because like I said, you won't be 100% confident all the time. Nobody is, except if you're not growing, unless you're not trying new things, unless you're not evolving, that you're just in the same environment and doing the same thing all the time. I mean, we all have insecurities. Who doesn't have insecurities? Everybody does. I've noticed this new pattern of where somebody might come on and maybe they have no makeup on, maybe on social media, and they be like, oh, sorry for my face, or sorry, I'm not wearing makeup. And it's like, yo, that's your face. That's your face. Why are you apologizing for your face? Why are you apologizing for your face? That's your face. I just think that there are certain things that we've begun to feel even weird about, and that's just because we're all at home a lot. Everybody feels the need to, oh, I'm not looking perfect. That's what's perfect. No, so let's not. There are some things that you shouldn't apologize over. There are things that are uniquely you. I especially enjoy when people speak about, bodies and natural bodies and like stretch marks and things that the body brings up. And I feel like that's things that some people feel very, oh, I don't want to talk about that, I'm not confident about my body, or my thighs are too thick, or this. And it just really affects your confidence, and so you're not able to wear a particular thing, you're not able to speak a particular way. It's like, my voice is so annoying, I don't even want to hear my own voice. I don't like to hear my own voice, but I don't think my voice is annoying. I play back my VMs to hear myself speak, but I don't want to hear myself speak in front of other people because I feel like it sounds weird. But at the same time, I play back to hear my own voice. I have to edit this video, I'm going to hear myself speak. And so if I harped on how I don't like to hear myself speak, will I not edit this video? Why would I not want to hear my own self speak? So how can I expect other people to want to hear me speak when I'm not even confident in my own voice? Like, do you understand what I mean? So there are some insecurities that we have, and we just need to overcome those. Like, just work to love them. If you have those negative thoughts like, oh, this is not great, my thighs are too fat, or my body is not looking nice, or my face, I need makeup to look pretty, work and shut those thoughts down. Shut them down. Remind yourself that you're beautiful, even if you don't actively believe it, because you already doubt yourself. Say it anyway and force yourself to believe it until you actually do. I know someone that when I was in school, I'll tell you a story, she never went anywhere without like no makeup. She always had makeup on, always. And even it was so bad that if you're a Unilag student, we used to do overnighters where you go and read through the night just so that you can show that you are serious, because that was bad for us, right? We'll be up all day and then still study up all night. Anyways, she would come and she would always be on makeup, so she became popular, like the makeup girl. She's always on makeup. And so I was like, what's she hiding? Like, I was like, why? I just didn't get it. But at the same time, I was never one to carry anybody's matter for head, so I only thought of her when I see her. So one time we were at this overnight together, and she came and she was without makeup that day. And I was like, hey, without makeup. And I saw why. She had like huge acne dark spots, and maybe that's what she was hiding, and she just like didn't want anybody to see and everything. Maybe that day she just like, I can't kill myself. When I saw it, I was just like, okay, that's why. I don't care. It's none of my business. And there will be some people that would care, and then people will talk about that or anything, but I'm pretty sure they can't say it to her face. And even if they are talking about it, they are whispering about it. Imagine how shallow you have to be that is somebody else's acne that's giving you headache. So force yourself. And I love that she came, even though I don't know what caused it, but I really wish she would have gone on to just like embrace herself. She can wear makeup when she does, but it was clear that it came from a place of insecurity, and she just wasn't confident about her face. Imagine the stress of having to keep makeup on and keep it through the night till the next morning. It's also bad for your skin and will be worsening your skin. Work on yourself and knowing yourself and identifying your strengths. That's another thing. You have to really identify your strengths, so that allows you to be confident when you know this is something I'm really good at and nobody can take this from me. There's this Kaale clip where she goes, I might not know men, but shoes I know. And she knows because she's very good at shoes. She sucked at men, and she's like, I'm not going to rely on my on what I know about men, because I know that I've had horrible relationships. But shoes I can focus on. And if you watch Sex and the City, you will get this. But the point is, focus on your strengths. So don't bother about, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at this. Who does it serve? Not you, and definitely no one else. Nobody cares about what you're not good at. I saw this post and it says, I don't care that if my doctor says, oh, I'm not good at playing basketball, or I don't need my doctor to bring that up in a conversation. Okay, the actual surgery that you need to do, the actual test that you need to take on me, that you need to perform on me, whatever that you need to do for me, are you good at that? That's what matters. Okay, sing on about what you're really good at. Don't go on about your weaknesses or what you're not great at. You can work on them in private. You can find ways to improve them, but don't focus on them. Focus on what you know. Focus on your strengths. It helps you be more confident in them, because the more you practice, the more you speak about it, the more you work on it, even you will be like, this is what I've done. And that brings in the monthly wins tracker again. Like, this is what I've done while I focus on this strength. I'm really good at this, and it just really keeps you going. We need to deliberately and just actively, intentionally work on our confidence all the time. If you can think negative thoughts, you can think positive ones. If you think, oh, I'm not great at this, or you think this is not good about me, you can think, oh, look at what I'm so amazing at, I'm the best at this, nobody can even drag this with me. So make sure that you're really combating these negative thoughts and really, keeping your confidence on the up and up. Always bring it up. Always make yourself feel good. And let me just say something else. The only reason, using the same girl as an example, why if somebody says something to her like, oh, look at your horrible acne or something, the reason why she would feel bad is because she already thinks that she has horrible acne, and so she'd be like, oh, this person's already saying what I'm thinking, and then she would be ashamed again and then put on her makeup. But if she felt like, I have acne, so what, she would move on. I spoke about acne and skincare and improving your acne, and also how I struggled with my own acne for almost a year in another video. And that was just because that period I really wasn't confident in my face. I didn't take pictures for a long time on my page, like of myself. I just didn't like it because I just had this acne on my face. I didn't love it, and it really made me feel I wasn't confident in my face. Me that I would go anywhere and shop anywhere without makeup. I didn't feel good about myself, and I was always staring at it, and I always fixated on it. But at some point I was just like, you know what, I can't kill myself. This is what's going on right now, and this is what I have, and that doesn't mean that I don't look good. I still look beautiful. Every time I came across somebody else, I would quickly bring it up before they could about, oh, see my face. I'm trying to address the elephant in the room. Meanwhile, just because I was doubting myself and I was insecure, nobody cared. They would just be like, oh yeah, I noticed. But in their mind, they're not going to bring it up. It's not a thing for them. We judge ourselves more than others judge us, like I've said. And I doubt like anybody was actually carrying it on their head, like, oh, Lola has breakouts on her face. But I was conscious about it until I wasn't. Until I was just like that, you know what, it's fine. It's acne, it's normal, and I have it right now. And even if I have it and it doesn't ever go away, what am I going to do about it? Nothing. Is that the only thing that defines me? No. So I'm going to move on. It's not like it's the only thing that makes my whole face or even affects how beautiful I am. So why focus on it and then take away from everything else? It's just the thing with insecurities and with self-doubt and with imposter syndrome and all these other things that are the opposite of confidence is that they will just chip away at you. They will chip away at your self-worth. They will chip away at what you think of yourself, and that's just not good. I'm just going to round up this by saying something about the same confidence coach that I spoke about earlier and what she said. And there's something that she likes to really say. I think that's what a brand is built on, and she always says you matter simply because you exist. And at first when I heard that, it sounded like bullshit to me. I was like, you matter simply because you exist. I'm like, duh. And then but like when you really expand on it, she's like, your value, your worth is not based on what you can do. It's just simply based on who you are. Well, everybody's worthy, everybody matters, everybody's valuable, and it doesn't matter what you do. That's not going to suddenly make you less or more valuable than the other person. It might make you great at that particular thing that you're doing, but internally, at our core, everybody matters. Everybody, is valuable. Everybody. So that just really changed things for me. Like when I heard it expanded, and it's just something I want to leave with you. Just because you're not great at something, or because you try at something and you're not good at it. Like the first time I made a video, I wasn't feeling confident. I was afraid. I've mentioned it before. I went offline when I posted my first video that was supposed to be like a pep talk, just because I was afraid of what people would say and I wasn't feeling confident in it. But the more I've done it, the more confident I've become, and that's just what it is, right? So you keep at it, you keep doing it, and then you get confident at it, and then you will lose your confidence again at some point, because that's normal, because that's human. And then you keep going again until you feel the confidence again, and you keep tracking these wins, and you keep tracking what you're doing. And if you have negative thoughts, you suppress them. Yes, I am summarizing everything I've said so that you can understand the journey and the progress of what this art of confidence really is. I hope this is what you needed to hear, and I hope that you're doubting yourself or just feeling like, oh, what am I doing in my life? What am I doing myself? I don't even know where I'm going. What's my direction? When you watch this, when you see this, it just makes you remember that all of these things do not define you. And as long as you're working to improve yourself, and just basically by being a person, you should be confident in who you are, and you should just keep going on your own unique journey and finding yourself and being confident in the self that you find, and improving in the ways that you think needs to be done. Thank you for watching. Once again, if you've gotten here and you still haven't subscribed, I don't know what to tell you, because subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video or you found it helpful in any way, make sure to please share it with other people and give it a thumbs up, because I would love that. And thank you. So I'll see you in my next video. Take care.